Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Broken Tables podcast. I am your host, Jeffrey Vegas. This is episode number 28. I am here with my co-host, Rome. How you doing tonight, man?
Doing great.
That's excellent. Excellent. Welcome to the AEW Rampage review show. And first, we are going to start off tonight with our winner of the Lance Archer figure here. Subscribers needed to comment and like one of our videos, and the winner is Snow Jordan, one of our mods here. He was the lucky one to like, comment, and be subscribed on that video, so thank you, Jordan. If you want to DM me your information on Twitter, I know you already follow us there, so if you want to DM me your information, I'll get that sent out to you hopefully this weekend, but if not, sometime throughout the week, all right? And we are doing another giveaway at 500 subscribers. We just blew past 100. That giveaway was for 100 subscribers, so next we'll be at 500, and it will be a much more expensive figure than the Lance Archer. I don't want to say better because, you know, Lance Archer is awesome, but we are more than likely going to be doing a Sting figure, so keep an eye out for the 500 subscriber giveaway. All right, so tonight, AEW Rampage. You know, for the first time in a while, I actually feel like it wasn't one of the best episodes of Rampage that I've seen. How about you?
I actually agree with you, pretty much. Yeah, I thought there were some things I liked here. There were some things, admittedly, I wasn't too big of a fan of. Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that this was an average, okay episode of Rampage.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I felt like. Average episode. Yeah. And Jordan says, let's save it and donate it to a toy drive later this year during the holidays. That is an awesome idea, Jordan. It's an excellent idea. So thank you for that. Definitely we will do that.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You rock, Jordan.
Yeah. All right, so we started off with Adam Cole versus Ishii. For those that don't know, Ishii is one of the founding members of Chaos, a faction over in New Japan Wrestling. This faction includes now most of the best friends, I believe. I know it's got Orange Cassidy, it's got Rocky Romero, and Trent, correct?
Yeah, all the best friends are part of Chaos.
Okay, so yeah, all the best friends are in Chaos. I actually thought this was a great match. You know, they do like to put their best foot forward on these rampages to get people's eyes, you know, I guess for that first half hour. But yeah, I thought this was a really good match. Really good back and forth. You know, Ishii's a monster. That dude suplexed Adam Cole so many times. It was like a little bit like a Brock Lesnar type suplex, you know, thing going on. Did you get that at all?
Oh yeah, definitely. This was a great match. I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. This is just kind of a taste of what's to come with the Forbidden Door pay-per-view coming up in, what was it, 2 months? April, May, yeah, 2 months, about 2 months in a few days. I'm really excited for it. I've seen a handful of Ishii matches before. I would say this is probably my favorite one.
Nice.
This was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought Adam Cole was awesome. I thought Ishii was great. I love the kind of the hard-hitting style that he brought. Variety is the spice of life, and I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. Nice and hard hitting. That was a good way to put it. I couldn't quite put my finger on a word to use, but that's perfect. Hard hitting, right?
Well, I think technically the term you go with is strong style, because that's kind of the New Japan style, strong style.
Yep, true. I love the finish here. Usually I'm not a big fan of distraction type finishes, but I actually really enjoyed this finish with Switchblade getting involved. You know, I just love the whole Bullet Club Elite thing, so I can't wait to see where all this goes. Switchblade distracted the referees, so Adam Cole could hit a big old low blow. He hits the boom and takes the win. What do you think of the finish?
I thought it was excellent. Again, this match was a great wrestling match disguised as a hype build up for Forbidden Door. We saw Jay White come out, make an appearance. Obviously, he was there from Dynamite. And I mean, yeah, we're going to assume that it's going to be something related to Bullet Club. I would assume versus the Elite. I don't know how we get to that point, but that's kind of what I assume is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean,
but
they were all
I
wearing
thought
black when they were doing the Undisputed Elite thing, and I'm like, that's a Bullet Club, like, the black thing. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm definitely interested.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would buy this pay-per-view for Bullet Club versus the Elite alone.
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
else is just, whipped cream on top,
Yep.
icing. Yeah. um, I thought this was great. This was a great match. This was probably my favorite thing of the night. I want to ask you a question though. So I'm watching this match, and there was a sign, and I figured, let's talk about it real quick. So it was a video game fan take sign, and I always love these. So the sign said that Minecraft is better than Fortnite. What are your views on this topic?
Um,
How do you feel?
I 100% agree. And Minecraft, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I think there might be a game that has outsold it recently, but Minecraft is the best-selling video game of all time.
Yes, you are correct. I also agree. I think Minecraft is better than Fortnite. Although I will say the style, I do like battle royale games. I really do.
Yes.
So
I
it's like, I think
despise the
Minecraft.
building.
I think Minecraft's the better game. Yeah, the building's what does it for me. I can't stand it. Can't do it.
And go figure, right now they're running a big time event that's a no building event. Like, I watch people play it, but
See,
can't do the Fortnite.
I might dip my toes in if there's no building, and I've heard of this event.
Yeah, it looks really good. I've actually thought about trying it as well.
That's interesting.
Because when I used to get people in one-on-one gunfights, I'm like, you're not beating me in a gun battle, but if you're gonna build a mansion, by the time I build one ramp, I'm screwed. So
Yeah, again, building never really appealed to me. I just wanted, I just saw the sign. I thought it was funny, and I figured
yeah,
let's
I love
do
those
touch on
video
it.
game signs. I actually look for them all the time. I'm surprised I missed that one. I didn't see it at all.
Yeah, I think whenever I catch them, if I can jot them down, we'll have it. We'll have it as kind of like a little side convo.
We got to make
Uh,
one, man. What are we gonna do?
oh, see, like I have a really hot take, like video game hot take. So like I'm like, as you know, like a Legend of Zelda diehard. I fucking love the Legend of Zelda. It is my
Mm-hmm.
favorite game franchise. Three of like my top five games of all time favorites. Three of them are Zelda games, and I don't think Breath of the Wild's as great as people say it is.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's a hot take, and if I were to make a video game hot take sign, it would be that. I would say it would probably be like Breath of the Wild is like easily the fifth best Zelda game, and
My
like that's a hot take, but for me it's not. It's a no brainer.
um Jordan said
But what's
his
your take?
child's name is Link. Is that for
Oh,
real,
that's
Jordan? You
fucking
serious? Like, you should see Rome's house, dude. Like,
yeah. I know. Next time we do a double or nothing, when we do double or nothing, we'll do the pay-per-view. We'll do the podcast. We'll
yeah,
post some stuff on Twitter.
he's got a Triforce tattoo. Nice, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Jordan, you're the man, dude. No, yeah, but so Breath of the Wild, that's my hot take. Breath of the Wild is a great game. It is a 10 out of 10 video game, but it's easily like it's not better than Majora's Mask. It's not better than Twilight Princess. It's not better than Wind Waker. It's not
I
better than Ocarina of Time.
I have Ocarina of Time as the greatest game I have ever played. So
Yeah, see, like for me, like my three favorite Zelda games are Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker, with Ocarina of Time being like a really close fourth.
nice.
And like yeah, those four games are probably my like four of my five. Like yeah, like those are my favorite games of all time.
So
So
my sign is gonna say Ocarina of Time is greater than Elden Ring. Prove me wrong. That's my sign.
Yeah, Elden Ring, like it's a great game, but it's how it goes, man.
Dude,
There's always that game that comes out. It's the hot game right now. By like November, nobody's gonna be like it's gonna be in the game of the year discussion, but
oh, it's
like
gonna
are
win
people
Game of the Year. There's
really?
no way anything's beating that right now. No way.
I don't know, man. I think the end of the year's got some pretty good stuff coming out. And apparently, God of War is gonna be definitely coming out this year. So
We'll see.
we'll see. I mean, again, I'm not hating on Elden Ring.
No,
But
I mean,
these early January, February games, there's always one or two of them that everyone's always super into because there's nothing else to play. And then, we get to like September, October, and nobody's talking about it anymore.
so Jordan says OG Nintendo #1, Super Nintendo Link to Past #2, Ocarina of Time #3. All right, he's old school.
Yeah. See, I want to start a Zelda podcast next.
Yeah.
That's the next goal. An AEW podcast and a Zelda podcast.
I
I'm all
think
about it.
if I look hard enough, I have my original golden Nintendo cassette. I don't even what do you call those things?
Cartridge. It's a
Cartridge. There we go. Yeah, I still have my old golden cartridge.
Yeah, I have a golden cartridge too. I'm a little bit, obviously a little bit younger, so I had to in recent years acquire it, but
Oh, I think it's a reacquire as well. I don't think it's the original one I had. That'd be crazy.
Gotcha.
But all right, let's get back on track here. Next up, we had a Chris Jericho segment where he was trying to get into the arena, and security stopped him at the door and essentially kicked the rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society out. And I thought it was hilarious that Jericho was like, "I'm taking you to HR." that was great.
Yeah, I loved it. It was really funny. Jericho's like, I'm so over. Like, how could you do this to me? And he's like, I'm gonna file an HR complaint, and then Jake Hager just yells, "Human resource."
Yeah. I think that was Daddy Magic, but I'm not sure who yelled
Oh,
it
was
actually.
it? Okay, yeah. I was just jotting down notes, and someone yelled it, so I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I think it was Daddy Magic, but he said it really in a weird voice. I know that.
Yeah, it was a great little segment, and it showed that nobody was there. They all got thrown out. Um, yeah, I thought this was a great little segment to set up for later on in the night.
Yep. All right, and next, we actually had something that I was waiting for about like a year and a half, possibly 2 years. Hook speaks. What did you think here? That was crazy, huh?
It was, and I'm a little conflicted about this because like I thought it was a great segment. Obviously, Lexi Nair's still trying to get Hook to speak. He comes around a corner. Now, something about Hook that he's been doing since he started appearing in AEW is he's always just kind of sitting around eating a bag of chips. So
Yep.
Danhausen grabs like two giant bags of Lay's potato chips and just crushes all of them and throws them all over the floor. And so Hook, like this is what gets Hook, pushes him over the limit, and now he's pissed. And so he pushes him up against the wall. He's like, "You wanted my attention, you got it."
It was the
Um,
perfect lines for him to say for the first thing.
it was, and it was excellent. And I'm just kind of conflicted because I don't know if this was the direction I wanted Hook to go in this soon. I didn't think that this was a bad promo or a bad segment. I thought it was funny. I thought that Danhausen was great. I thought Hook was great. I think the delivery of Hook's line was great. And I'm okay with Hook versus Danhausen. This just, I don't know. Like, and I'm not one of those like, oh, wrestling can't be funny. Like, comedy wrestling's fine. Like, it's great. I just don't know if this is where I wanted to see Hook in his first like dynamite slash like, what I mean? Like he had a
Yeah.
feud with the Factory, and this is like his second real feud, which he's
Now,
also getting ready to feud with Tony Nese after this. So it's like, I
now
don't
the
know. I
only
just don't know if this is the right spot for this.
yeah, and I had a feeling a lot of people were gonna feel that way because of the comedy aspect of Danhausen. All I can say is, wait till you see the match. Danhausen's matches aren't as much comedy as you would think. He throws one or two things in there, but I actually think this is going to be a really good match.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. And again, like this isn't that I didn't like any of it. It just I don't know if it was the right spot for me. I mean, again, the wrestling
Yeah,
match that follows can change my mind absolutely. But we'll see what happens.
yeah. And just imagine if it was anybody else other than Danhausen that he pushed up against the wall and said, "You want my attention? You got it." People would have loved that. You know what I'm saying? I just think because it was Danhausen. He's one of those guys that either rubs people the wrong way or you love him. But I know you still kind of like him and all that, but I see where you're coming from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, again, like I love Danhausen, and I think he's hilarious. And I haven't seen him wrestle yet, admittedly, but I'm definitely gonna take your word for it. And again, for me, it was just like I don't know if I was ready to see Hook, like Hook's first words in a comedy segment. I don't know if that was really the best choice. But again, it wasn't bad. The guy, I thoroughly enjoyed the segment. I was laughing, was entertained. When Hook spoke, I was like, oh shit, Hook spoke. None of it's bad. It's not really a bad thing. It's just it's not the way I would have went with it.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah.
All right, so next up was Lance Archer versus Serpentico, and this was the first time I seen Archer come out first. And the reason being Serpentico tried to ambush him from behind like Archer usually does to his opponents. Didn't go so well.
I think Serpentico was already in the ring.
Was he already in the ring? Because he thought he came from behind, or did he dive out of the ring? No, I must have looked away for a second or something.
He dove out of the ring.
Ah, okay, yeah, I looked away. Okay.
Yeah, Serpentico didn't get an entrance live, probably most likely because of time. Lance Archer came out and he dove at him. He thought he knocked him down, so he did the turnaround and kind of taunt. Lance Archer grabbed him, threw him in the ring, and then just killed him. It was a squash match, which it's what I expected. I mean, anyone who thought this was going to go more than 20 seconds was clearly you don't watch the product.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but he did a choke slam symphony on him. He kind of did the whole... so he was mocking Wardlow's powerbomb symphony. He did it with a choke slam.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty crazy match that we get to see on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think we're almost guaranteed a broken table there.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, no, this got its point across. It's very similar to the last week's Rampage segment with the Butcher, where it's like you want something to make him look super, super good and impressive and strong going into the match with Wardlow. And this does that. This is a Lance Archer. Lance Archer gets a lot of these squash matches because, the dude's a monster, and these are just the kind of feeding him these opponents that they do to make him look good. And he did look good. He looked great. And so it's going to be a mind-blowing match from Jordan.
Yeah.
This is a match of the year contender right here.
It's going to be nuts, man. Like, the end of the year. I hope they don't have Wardlow squash him or anything, but yeah, it's going to be crazy.
I think that it will probably go a little bit longer than the Butcher Wardlow match, like again, Wardlow is so hot right now. You don't want to slow him down. You don't want to slow him down to like Wardlow should be handily finishing anyone that it goes before him before the MJF match. Like unless it's like a handicap match or something along those lines. Like they're like Wardlow's so over right now, and the dude's just a star, and like that. Like right now, the people just want to see him get his hands on MJF. So I think actually that Wardlow should beat Lance Archer probably within. I'd give it like 6 or 7 minutes. Like this should not be a long match.
That's what I was thinking about. 6, 7, or 8 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, this should be a relatively quick match where Archer still looks good, but ends with him taking a powerbomb symphony.
That's a big dude to pick up for some power bombs, man. I think we might get to see some sort of a new way to win from Wardlow. Maybe some sort of submission this time. That's a big dude to pick up in that power bomb.
See, I know, but that's why I think they're going to do it. They're going to do the best they can to do it. Maybe they only do like 2 or 3, but I don't see this being any different. Like right now, Wardlow's over. The act is over. They don't need to add anything to it. It's just let him go out there and hit dudes with power bombs 5, 6, 7 times in a row, or in the case of Lance Archer, 3 times. Because I agree. I don't know how he's going to do it with more than 3 times.
Oh, that's a good idea, Jordan. Jordan's saying MJF could keep booking him and wind up giving him the best record, but because MJF is his booker, he doesn't get a title shot. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how long this is going to go on for, because again, I'm assuming that this is going to lead to Double or Nothing, which we are now 4 weeks away from.
Yeah.
So we got about 4 more shows to go before we hit Double or Nothing.
Another thing that I can't figure out where this is going. You know what I mean? I can't tell you what they're doing, how it's gonna end. I just love it. I mean, I know it's gonna end with MJF versus Wardlow, but how are they gonna get there at the moment? I'm still have no idea. I love it.
Yeah, it's a entertaining storyline. It's been excellently booked up to this point, and I'm loving it. And we're going to see it live next Wednesday.
Oh God, I can't wait. Oh, I forgot that match was on Wednesday. Yes. All right. Next up was Daniel Garcia versus Eddie Kingston. Daniel Garcia came out with his Kangol hat on backwards, a black leather one. Man, I actually have a similar like Jeff cap. I almost got it to wear it for the stream backwards. It would have been good, but I didn't. I don't know where I don't know where it's at.
It reminds me of a look that I think Triple H rocked in 2000.
Yeah. I remember that.
A very Triple H-esque, like a young Triple H, which, like, I mean, if you're trying to be a young Triple H, I mean, that's a great compliment, being compared to a young Triple H.
That's when he had like China with him, and I think even Shane McMahon was hanging out with him.
Yeah, it was like Shawn had just left because of his neck injury or whatever it was, or back injury and the drugs and whatnot, and then Triple H was kind of like he brought out X-Pac, and that phase of DX was very like Triple H with that hat.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I really like that hat. That was great. The sports entertainment is definitely on point with these guys. This was brutal, man. Eddie Kingston came out in a what was that? Is that laser gun on it? I know that's I think that's a reference to a Japanese wrestler, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, so his shirt said Ray Gun, which I believe it's a female wrestler.
Yeah.
I don't know much about her though, admittedly.
Yep, me neither. I forgot to research it before the show. So, Jordan, if you know who that Ray Gun is, that reference, let us know, man. But yeah, like I said, this match was brutal, man. Like they beat the crap out of each other for a while. I thought it was going to be more of Eddie Kingston just kind of teaching him a lesson, which it kind of wound up being towards the end, I guess. But this was brutal.
Yeah, I thought this was a great match. I am a really big fan of Eddie Kingston singles matches.
Yeah.
I think the guy just knows how to really tell a story and really, get his point across in the ring with with the story that they're trying to tell. And I think Daniel Garcia did a great job kind of working with him and being that foil to him. I thought that it's a very unique style that Eddie Kingston has, where he's kind of working as a heel, but he's a babyface because people love him, and it just comes off as like kind of scrappy. And I think it's great. I think it works really well. And these singles matches, like I said, he has really good singles matches. It's just awesome, excellent. This is a really great match.
Yeah, and I love Eddie Kingston, man. He's one of those guys that when you first see him, you just never imagine he's going to get over, especially without them trying to like put him over, you know what I mean? And he's just naturally gotten over, kind of like Bryan Danielson back in the E was like a natural, where the fans just loved this guy. They wanted him to be over, so the fans made him over. It feels like that's what's going on with Eddie. The fans just love this dude for whatever reason, and whether they want him to be pushed or not, the fans are they're pushing him.
But that's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to guys are supposed to get over, and then you book in reaction to how over they are. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like how is it, right? Then think about this for a second. Dan Lambert was turned into a babyface in the matter of a week. But the Fed couldn't get people to cheer a babyface Roman Reigns after 6 years. Just think about that. Remember, 3 weeks ago and prior, how people felt about Dan Lambert and how much they fucking hated Dan Lambert. And now it's like, people love Dan Lambert. It's like, oh, hey, it's Uncle Dan. They're like, yeah, it's like your crazy uncle who you love because he's your uncle, but he has like some really bad hot takes. Yeah, it's just Uncle Dan. He's a little crazy, but we love him. And that's Dan Lambert. And it's just people get over and they're allowed to do their thing, and it's just genuine. Like that was the thing that like endeared me to Bryan Danielson when he was Daniel Bryan, was that was not created by the Fed. That was not a machine um manufactured by the machine product. That was natural, like, love for this guy, and like the crowd saying, "We don't care what you do. This is
Yeah.
our guy."
It's
Like
just
I remember that Royal Rumble. I remember that Royal Rumble that year. It was in Philly, and just like them throwing out all of my heroes
yeah.
so fucking Roman Reigns could win that match.
Ugh.
And it's just like, and that was the last time we saw CM Punk too. It was like, that was when he left the Fed,
Yeah.
and just like, what a rough night that was for my fandom of that company. Again, one day I'll tell the whole story, start to finish. But like, man,
Yeah.
ugh. So it's like, I don't know. It's just people get over naturally in AEW,
Yeah.
and and
Absolutely.
elsewhere. Like it's not just an AEW thing, but it's like it's the way it's supposed to be. And Eddie Kingston is a prime example of that.
Yep. So the shirt, the Ray Gun shirt, so that's for Sarah Del Rey, trained by
Mhm.
Danielson. She is the head women's trainer at WWE. Fine-tuned by Bailey, Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky before their call-ups, and she is a Shimmer legend. Okay, cool. Thank you, Jordan. Um, the first wrestling move in this match was about 5 minutes in when we got a suplex by Garcia, but before that it was nothing but just punches and slaps and kicking the shit out of each other for a while. Um, what did you
Yeah.
think? Did it look to you like Eddie got hurt for a moment there? When the ref kind of got in between them and kind of checked on him.
No, I didn't catch that.
It was right before the, I don't even know what to call them, but the stomps in the corner. If you saw where Garcia kind of started dancing on Eddie's chest.
Oh yeah, I know that spot. No, I didn't catch anything like that, and I don't think anything ever came of it.
No, yeah,
I mean, obviously they tape Rampage, on Wednesdays, so I feel like we would have heard something by now if Eddie was hurt.
yeah. Like it was in that Boston Crab spot where he was putting him in the crab. Eddie reached for the ropes, but he kind of missed, and he actually tapped out. I don't know if you saw, but he tapped a couple times on the mat, like "let me go," and I thought right there like he might have actually like tweaked something, but no. For the rest of the match, he looked fine.
Well, I don't think that's how they would have done it. I think they would have just, because they would have he wouldn't have tapped out to it. He would have like rolled over or something, because there's a way to like break out of it. It's very
Yeah,
doable.
yeah,
Um, so and that spot was weird to me because like nobody really reacted to it, and I don't know if it's because it's technically more of a Fed gimmick, but like he put him in the walls of Jericho. Like I know a Boston Crab is like the same move, but he didn't sit down. Usually on Boston Crab you sit, and
yeah,
he kind of stood, which made it a walls of Jericho for me. And I took it as like he's Jericho's students putting him in Jericho's move, but like there was no reaction
yeah.
from
I didn't get that at
anybody.
all, to be honest with you. I
Okay,
think it
yeah,
was the way he applied it. Yeah, I didn't get it at all.
yeah, maybe that was just me then, because like Excalibur didn't say anything, like the crowd didn't pop for it, like nobody like seemed to notice it. Maybe that was just me, like maybe you're right. Maybe it was just the way Garcia put the hold on. But I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
doing the walls. Oh, it's because he's Jericho's student. That's
Huh.
cool.
Didn't even think about
But
that, actually. That's a good point.
yeah, well, I mean, like the gimmick is that they're sports entertainers, so I mean, I would expect Jericho to dip into his Fed days.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
I'm I'm waiting for him to kind of start using kind of like, because I know you said the Y2J character is dead, but if he's a sports entertainer again, like he should start dipping into it a little bit, like not like full blown, because obviously there's things you can't use because it's owned by them,
Yeah.
but like maybe they do like a like I don't know, like he does the again type thing, you know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean, like
Les
little
Champions, or,
Jericho, yeah, little Y2J things, and maybe he can refer to himself as like Y2J or something like that once or twice.
I wonder if he's able
um
to use the jacket, the light up jacket.
I think you can. Well, I mean, if you remember, or I don't know if you do, but I think in like one of the first like I think it might have been the world title, like when Jericho faced Hangman for the world title at the first championship match. Jericho's entrance was very like it was kind of like flashes of like his past
Yeah,
gimmicks.
yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but that was a thing. So, and they did do like the jacket spot. So I'm sure they could use it if they really wanted to, but I don't know.
Yeah, I like the jacket.
So I thought this was a great match, and I
Yep.
enjoyed it.
Kingston wins with
Um,
the big old back fist. I love that back fist. It's nasty. It looks perfect
it
too.
is, yeah. After the match, Kingston takes his belt off. You think he's gonna hit Garcia? Instead, he drops the belt and says, "I'm gonna save the whooping for you, Chris." He's like, "Garcia, look at the camera. Look at the camera."
And he
And
didn't
he's
look
like,
at the camera. He kept on rolling around.
I know. He's like, "Send this message to your boss." Well, he was selling it. He wasn't. He couldn't look at the
Yeah.
camera. He was knocked out. But he's like, "Yeah, send this message to your boss." So we're gonna get that. Probably, I'm assuming Kingston Jericho 2 at Double or Nothing. Maybe throw a gimmick stipulation on there. I think.
There's probably going to be some sort of stipulation. Be weird to
Yeah,
have
I
just
think
a
so.
normal match.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be very weird at this point, especially considering they already had one regular singles match,
Yeah.
which then the rivalry exploded after that.
Yeah.
So also just wanted to kind of take a second now that we're moving on. As we mentioned in our last episode, we are partnered with SteelSeries Gaming Accessories. They make a bunch of cool stuff: headsets, controllers, mice, keyboards, amongst other things. If you go into the description of the video or any of the podcasts, wherever you find us, we have a link on there. If you can go through that link and you want to buy some stuff, it does support us directly, and we would really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we will have some promo codes throughout the year for some free shipping and things like that. So keep a lookout for the promo code to be there as well.
Yeah, I keep eyeing the Arctis 9X because it's like an Xbox headset,
Yeah.
and like I already have like 2 years of Game Pass stacked up, but apparently it comes with like a month of Game Pass too, which is like if you don't, Game Pass is like the greatest deal in gaming right now. So if you don't have Game Pass, like what are you doing? But yeah,
Right on. Next up was a Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee promo. I thought this was awesome. Keith Lee looked absolutely livid from what happened last week. I love how he mentioned that he used to follow Taz and he studied Taz, but Taz was the reason, he lost that match last week. I thought this was great. I can't wait to see whatever's coming next in this feud here.
yeah, I agree. I loved this segment. I love the chemistry between Keith Lee and Swerve. Where like Keith Lee's like, I studied you, I looked up to you, and Swerve's like, I didn't look up to him.
Yeah,
I don't
I
give a
didn't.
fuck
I
about
didn't.
him. And
That was good.
um,
Yeah.
Swerve's using like big words. He's like, you taught me this word last week, Keith. Look, I'm using it. I think he said prominent. I think that was the word he used,
Oh
which
shit.
isn't a super big word, but it's still really funny.
I like how
Um,
Swerve called them Calvin and Hobbes. I was dying.
yeah, and then Starks responds. He's like, the war. There's a war ain't over. Like you broke ass Keenan and Kel. I love
Oh
that
man.
line. That was great.
Yeah. Such a good feud.
Yeah, it's really good, and we're not done. I assume that we're getting close to the finale of this feud.
Yeah.
Um, which again, I mean, it's difficult to gauge because we're 4 weeks out from Double or Nothing again. So it's like the card should start to take shape here shortly. Um, and maybe this match makes the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm hoping so as well. Are you getting the feeling that Keith Lee and Swerve are gonna add a third member of some sort to kind of even the odds with Taz being on the outside?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No, I'm not really getting that vibe. I don't even know if they're going to stick together after the feud. Although there is great chemistry there, so I wouldn't be
Yeah.
too mad if they did stick around as a tag team. Um, but no, yeah,
Yeah,
I
we'll
thought this was
see.
a great promo, and I was very entertained by it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next up was another great promo. Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and Tony Storm. I love all three of these girls, so they all got a moment to speak. I really enjoyed this one. Tony finally actually said something. She was kind of like, Britt, have you ever even left Pittsburgh? I've been all around the world. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I'm really digging Tony Storm. I think she's great. She's a great addition to the AEW women's roster. I'm still really excited for Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm. I
Oh
really
yeah.
want that match. I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Um, and this is kind of what that was building up to. But yeah, I thought everyone involved did an awesome job here. Everyone was great. Again, it's great to see Britt kind of back in form, like from what I expect from Britt. I think I said Britt Baker. um, but yeah, no, I mean this was awesome. It was a great segment, and I love tournaments as we discussed in the past, and I'm really excited for this tournament to like officially kick off.
Yeah, for real. I keep seeing like the what do you call it, the bracket, but I never see any names added to the bracket. I'm like, I want to see what this looks like. Show me the actual tournament. I can't wait. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're trying to fill all the spots before they put the brackets out there. I think it starts in May, so we're getting really close.
Yeah. All right. Next up was a really, really good promo vignette for FTR versus FTR for Dax versus Cash. Um, Man, I don't know if anybody saw the video, but I had to cut it out of there. I did have to wipe tears away last week when we were talking about these guys wrestling. I
Yeah,
can't wait to see this match, man. It's gonna be so good.
yeah, so I'm really excited for it. I thought this was a great segment. I do have a little like a news bit about this match. So they were on a FTR was on the Wrestling Perspective podcast, and Dark Dax Harwood explained how this match that's coming up came to be. He says, "That was our idea totally.
Yep.
We had to fight for it, but that was completely our idea. We've always wanted to have a match, but we didn't want to just have a match to have a match. There had to be a reason for it. This is the perfect reason to do it. The Hart family means a lot to both of us, personally and professionally. And so being able to show respect to Owen and his whole family, what better way to do it than allowing the two biggest Hart family fans in the world to compete?"
Yeah, that
Um,
was good. I heard that as well. I love Dax, man. Uncle Dax on Twitter is like one of the best. I love that guy.
yeah, he's awesome. Cash Wheeler also kind of chimed in. No, there was no way for Owen to get the tribute he deserved, and now we have a platform for that. For years, we'd be like, how can we make it make sense? How can we have a singles match against each other? Just a straight up back and forth wrestling match in our vision. There was no way to really make it make sense anytime before because we don't ever want to tease a breakup, do a breakup. No interest in that. I'll retire before we ever entertain that idea. I'll just say that right here, right now, print it, tattoo it. I don't care. We're never going to do a breakup angle. Um,
Damn.
I know, when we heard about the Owen, we were like, we got to go to Tony with the idea of a singles match. And he did like it, but was like, okay, I got to see if I can make it make sense. And we just stayed on him about it.
Did he say tattoo it for real? Like, did he actually say that?
That was a quote. That was a quote. That I just read that. That was a straight up quote. I did not ad lib that at all.
I might take him up on that now and get the FTR logo tattooed.
Yeah. Well, I think he's saying that like it's never happening. They're never gonna break up. Like
Yeah.
they'll wrap it up and be done before they break up.
Choices now.
What do you mean?
That tattoo. That's
Oh, you want to
I
get the
got
tattoo?
plenty.
Yeah.
There's room to shove it in somewhere.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
true.
So next up was Jade Cargill versus Marina Shafir. Now I have to say I was definitely worried about this match. I was not impressed with Marina Shafir very much over the past few weeks. I know she did look better on that last dark match, but wasn't very impressed. But they did much better than I had anticipated. I thought it was a decent match, but you know, it was what it was. It was we all knew Jade wasn't losing this match, and I was expecting them to finish the match early and have some sort of a celebration, but I guess we're probably going to make that an angle on either Dynamite or Rampage. What do you think?
Well, they had the celebration at the end of the show.
Oh, so kind of like after it went off air?
Well, no. So like as the show's going off the air, there was balloons and confetti and stuff falling and stuff.
I thought there was going to be some sort of like party, kind of like a WWE, chasing the 24/7 title angle.
There will never be anything that bad in AEW. I
Uh,
don't even know why you would even think that for 1 second that something like that would appear. That Tony Khan would fucking do a line of coke and just be like, you know what?
you know what?
Let's fucking do it.
Got an idea.
No, 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 that would never happen. Shame on you for that.
Yeah.
I'm
I just
seeing you on
I
Sunday. I'm
expected
gonna
more
smack
than
you on the wrist for that one.
I expected more than the confetti and the money falling, that's all.
I guess so.
Like,
So
champagne and
there's two ways to look at this match, and I'm gonna choose to look at it in the more positive light.
Yep.
Um, so some thoughts. Number one, that was the least hype pre main event for Rampage promo ever. Um, Marina Shafir was not good there. It
no.
was not good at all. She said three words and the delivery was kind of flat.
She was wearing a hoodie with the hood up. Couldn't even see her.
Yeah, like I understand the look she was going for, but it just didn't really click.
Yeah, it
And
just doesn't work.
this whole thing has just not really worked. You know, and I don't think that she did a great job in this match. I think it was the best we've seen out of her, but I think it's more on Jade bringing the best out of her
Yeah.
than the other way around. Now this is where the positivity comes in. So I've been very concerned about Jade Cargill. She has not wrestled in over a month,
Mm-hmm.
and I was very concerned about this match. um Jade Cargill carried this match.
Yeah.
She was excellent. I thought that this was a great, and not even a great, an excellent way to use the baddie section. I loved
Yep.
them being there at ringside. I loved a lot of the shit that Jade was doing tonight, and it was an excellent. It wasn't a good match, but it's not because of Jade. Um, Everything that Jade did was excellent, but it takes two to tango, unfortunately. So it's like the match suffers because Jade kind of didn't have much to work with, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, but the fact that the match was as good as it was is a testament to how good Jade has gotten. So yeah, I'm looking at this on a positive note because Jade's obviously the focal point of this match. I came out of this match. Jade got a dominant win. She looked great. She's established the baddie section as this group that will help her. Um, and it was excellent. So she's 30-0 in singles competition. She retains her TBS title. Um, yeah, I mean that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. I mean, obviously Marina Shafir left a lot to be desired. It was her best
Yeah.
work in AEW to date. That being said, I mean, just because of the roster restrictions and how hard it is to fit people on here, I mean, I don't really think I want her signed. Um,
Yeah.
I'd be okay. Marina Shafir kind of moved on and did something else somewhere else. It doesn't mean that she won't get better. It's just not vibing with it here and now.
You know,
Um,
it kind of leads me to down a path here of these MMA fighters trying to go wrestling, so let's kind of broadly look at it here. Who's the best, in the female world of MMA fighters that have joined over to wrestling? And immediately people are going to try to say Ronda Rousey, but I don't. I think she's
no.
terrible in the wrestling world. I think the best that we could point out to is Shayna Baszler, right? And if that's the best that we can have as an example of MMA crossing over to wrestling, I think we can kind of give up on it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to continue down, like, hey, let's see if we find one. It's just not going to happen. Just, I don't like the MMA fighters coming over. It just, for whatever reason, it rubs me the wrong way. As soon as they tell me it's an MMA fighter, I'm like, nope.
So I understand your concern, and I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, I'm going to disagree with you.
Hey, it's,
I think that I think that there is a way to do it and do it well. If men can come from the MMA sphere or universe and make it work in pro wrestling,
yeah.
then I don't see why a woman can't. And the problem maybe isn't that there isn't a woman ready. It's just that we haven't come across that woman yet. I'm very optimistic about Paige Van Zandt still. Um, I obviously I'm not gonna sing her praises because she hasn't wrestled yet, but I mean I feel optimistic about it, and we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah.
Um, but I definitely like I understand your frustration, and you're definitely not wrong. I think Shayna Baszler had a lot of positives, but the problem is that Fed booking ruined it. I
Yeah.
remember
She was great in
just like
NXT. Like Jordan said, she was
yeah, she was
fantastic in NXT.
yeah, she was excellent in NXT. I remember the last. It was funny. I think it was the last WWE pay per view before COVID hit was Elimination Chamber,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like that whole show, which like it was like an awful pay per view, but like the point that was made coming out of that pay per view was that Shayna Baszler was not to be fucked with; that she was a star.
And didn't she like bite
Um,
a chunk out of the back of somebody's neck? I think it was either Alexa Bliss or
she did it to Becky. She did it to Becky
Becky.
Lynch.
Yeah, it was Becky. I think that was when I
Um,
was like, I'm done with that. I'm like, well, I'm done. Nope.
well, that was the problem. The problem is that they spent one night trying to cram it in that she's a star,
Yeah.
and then they fucking jobbed her out at WrestleMania the next 3 weeks later. It was just like, oh, okay.
But
Um,
I didn't mean to focus on just the women. I'll actually go as far to say I don't know any men that came from MMA that I enjoy. Matt Riddle might be the closest, and if he's the best example, no, because Brock was a wrestler first, then he went to MMA and then came back. So I don't count Brock at all. He was a wrestler first.
that's
So
fair. I mean, I
yeah,
would have to like really kind of sit down and do some research and kind of like look at it because I don't have like names off the top of my head that I like. I'm drawing a blank right now.
yeah, I'm sure we
Um,
could find a few, but I just don't think it's worth it. You know.
I get it. I don't think that like it doesn't mean they're going to be like top of the show, but you know,
True. Yeah.
I think MMA fighters have a right to get into wrestling
Oh,
and
of
try
course.
to do it. So we just gotta wait and see. I mean, I do think that there's some relative experience there. It's just how good are they at being a pro wrestler? It's not the
Yeah.
same thing as an MMA fighter.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. We'll take it case by case, and I
I
think
mean,
you're right. At least in the women's sphere. I mean, I think Ronda Rousey's awful. I
oh,
think she's
she's
just
terrible.
terrible.
The worst thing on the mic I've
But
ever seen. If anybody ever needed Paul Heyman, it was her.
yeah, it's kind of weird that they haven't given her a mouthpiece yet because she's
Yeah.
really not.
Now, I
She's
did
got the
just
look of someone that's going to kick your ass, but that's about as far as it goes in
yeah.
terms of wrestling.
Now, one did just pop into my head. So, Lince Dorado, the luchador from WWE,
Right? Yeah.
who
Yeah.
he asked for his release and was granted, he actually goes and wins jiu-jitsu tournaments. So, you know, that works as well. Oh, there we go. Minoru Suzuki. Yeah, he was an MMA fighter first. Okay. I
Oh,
mean, he
there you
kind
go.
of
Manoa Suzuki's great.
he still just beats the shit out of people though. So, but
Yeah.
we'll get back on track here. A decent episode of Rampage. Not one of the best I have seen. I love the Eddie Kingston match. That was probably my favorite match of the night. I think you said the Adam Cole match was yours.
Yeah. I love the Adam Cole Ishii match.
Yeah,
Thought it was excellent.
that was a very close second for me. But yeah, I thought all the matches were good. Just and did it feel like it wasn't as bang 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 to you? I didn't feel like the machine gun was firing as fast this time.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it's because they gave the matches more time to breathe. I think every match. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not the Lance Archer Serpentico match, but the other three matches all got about like 15 minutes each.
yeah, and
So I like.
the vignettes, I think they're throwing those in there better now. So I think they're listening to they're listening. People love those
See, well,
vignettes.
I'm okay with the bang bang bang. It's just,
Oh yeah, me too.
you know, I think they definitely did slow the pace down in this episode. I mean, we had 10 segments on this show, which usually on a Rampage when they're going really fast, they usually kind of shoehorn like 14 in. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it was a different Rampage. It wasn't bad. It was okay. Um, Probably one of the weaker episodes, but I mean, again, weak for AEW based off their consistency. Their weakest is okay at best. Like
yeah. I
it's
mean,
good, decent.
still 3.5
Like
or a 4.
I definitely enjoyed it. Like I mean, like I didn't regret turning it on.
Oh no, 100%.
It's
Still
not
enjoyed it,
like it's not like it was a lumberjack match that ended in a count out. Like that would be fucking ridiculous.
dude. I flipped it on just because I was like, oh, hey, there's 5 minutes left. What's happening over here? And the first thing I see is a lumberjack surrounding the ring, but Sami Zayn running through the crowd. And the match just ending. And I was so confused. I was like, did I need to see the 5 minutes prior to this? Maybe. I don't know. I'm so confused.
Jeff, if I may, I'm going to quote former U.S. President George W. Bush, if I may. Um, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't get fooled again. You know. So, yeah, that's
Oh
that.
man.
Anyway, let's get excited for a few minutes.
Let's do it.
Let's wrap up with a preview. So we are going to be live at the Liacouras Center on Wednesday night for Dynamite / Rampage. I am very excited.
Yes.
Vibe check. I'm at an 11, solid 11. Let's run down this card.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, first up, we have Lance Archer versus Wardlow. So this is gonna be great. This is gonna be really, really good. We're gonna have Wardlow. He's gonna do a powerbomb symphony on Archer. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but that's clearly what they're going for here. We're gonna see the continuation of this storyline, which has been an excellent storyline, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I can't wait for that match. I'm a huge Wardlow fan right now. I might have to bust out the Wardlow figure and get him around here somewhere visible.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, excuse me. Next up, we have a 10-man tag. The Undisputed Elite is trying to get back on track. It's going to be the Undisputed Elite, Adam Cole, the Young Bucks, and Red Dragon, versus Dante Martin, the Varsity Blondes, Lee Johnson, and Brock Anderson.
Okay.
Yep, this is going to be a fun match. I expect this to kind of be a relatively quick little showcase of the Undisputed Elite. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see these guys in the ring.
I actually think we get a continuation of the Julia Hart storyline here. I think we move this along a little bit.
I really hope so.
Yeah, me too. I wonder if
that would be cool to see it live.
Do you think Julia joining the Undisputed Elite somehow would be anything weird, or I don't know. They're all wearing black.
No,
her black eye. I don't know.
I don't think that works. I don't think that would work. That would fit.
No, yeah, I don't think it would work.
A little bit. Yeah, I don't think it would work. But I'm excited though. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. So, I don't know. This is just me fantasy booking, and it's probably not going to happen. But so during the House of Black promo last week, or I guess last week, 2 days ago, on Wednesday, they talked about next week, we're going to kill the sun, or the sun will die. So I'm assuming that we're going to see House of Black versus Fuego on Rampage.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure if you're able to tie this together, but some people say that if you listen closely, that he was actually referring to Miro. And I'm like, I don't know enough lore about Miro to get that, but maybe.
No, I think that's also overstretching. I mean,
yeah,
they're talking about the sun, and it's Fuego del Sol.
Exactly.
Yeah, like again, like I overthink about things too, but I think that's definitely like an overthinking. Well, I don't know why he would call out Miro when Miro's not even back yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
But anyway, so I mean, maybe again, this is just me fantasy booking. Maybe the Varsity Blondes kind of come in and try to make the save to help Fuego, and that's where we get Julia.
Yeah, maybe.
Because Griff Garrison took a shot at Julia on Twitter today.
Oh yeah.
Because Sammy Guevara tweeted, "Should I dye my hair blonde?" Which of course he's gonna fucking dye his hair blonde because he's.
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so. He's such a douchebag.
He's copying Cody. I think he was making fun of Cody.
Probably. I mean, fuck Sammy Guevara and fuck Cody Rhodes. But so Griff replied to it on Twitter and said, if you dye your hair blonde, you can join us, and we'll trade you in and get rid of the pirate. And I'm like,
Oh shit.
jeez, why you hating on my girl Julia like that?
For
This is not
real.
cool. This is not cool, man. Bunch
Oh
of
man.
haters. But anyway, yeah. So we don't know anything about Rampage yet. So Rampage is going to be a surprise for us, which is kind of almost like preferable because it's like we're going to be there, and they're just going to be like, "Oh, by the way, here's Rampage." Like, oh,
Yeah.
look at that. That's exciting.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I know. Next up, we have the TNT Championship in a ladder match. Sammy Guevara defending against Scorpio Sky. Um, I would be really surprised here if Scorpio wins, but like, god damn it, I want him to.
Yeah.
I want him to win so badly. Um, him and Ethan Page are just killing it right now, and they deserve to have the proverbial jetpack strapped to their back and shoot them to the moon. These guys are fucking killing it.
Yeah, and mentioning Miro a second ago actually just kind of made a light bulb go off on me here. What if Miro shows up to interrupt this match and just destroys both of them? I feel like that would be a really good spot for him to return and put himself in that title hunt. As much as I like Sammy, since he's had the belt, it's kind of just, been meh. I think we really need to get it back on somebody of, higher caliber.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think right now you're just reacting to Sammy being a heel.
Yeah, probably.
But, yeah, we'll see. I don't know if we see anybody debut or return at Wednesday. I mean, obviously, I want it to be Wyndham. He's over here Wyndham's over here playing games with my fucking heart.
Yeah.
Fucking making tweets and doing all this cryptic Wyndham shit, which I fucking love. Literally, the show before our Dynamite, like Wyndham can't do this to me. Like, he's not going to be there. I can't go into this show expecting Wyndham. So like, I'm going to go into the show saying there's no way Wyndham comes out. And like, the pain and suffering that I deal with, it's real. It's not good.
Now, check this out. So TNT and like TBS, I know they like to run horror movies and stuff every now and then. You know what I mean? What if somehow, in the future we get some sort of Wyndham horror movie? Because I know that's coming. I'm pretty sure we've all known that. What if it gets to run on TNT and, stuff like that? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? They have the same character on Dynamite or Rampage that's in that movie that they make.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right.
Next up, we have the Owen Hart qualifier match: Dax Harwood versus Cash Wheeler. This is going to be a very emotional match, and keep in mind also, like, this is a once in a lifetime match. These guys have made it clear in interviews, like, they want to wrestle each other one time.
It had to make sense. Yep.
And it had to make sense, and this is it. This is going to be where it's at. And you were getting emotional last week, and it's a very emotional thing. It's very relatable.
Yeah.
Pro wrestling's at its best when it resonates with you and when it's relatable and you can kind of you feel it.
Yeah,
and this is definitely with FTR. I think that's the thing. Like, FTR in these promos, they're saying we didn't even change anything. You guys just respect us, and we respect you because you respect us.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's true. Like, they're the same guys. Like, they didn't change their gimmick. It's just they're like the reason the fans love them is because they're like, we fucking love pro wrestling.
Yep. And so do we.
So
they're one of us. That's what we love.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like, that's the thing. Like, these people in AEW, like, you feel like you're part of the family, like you're one of them.
Yeah.
Tony Khan. Some Fed troll last week was hating on Tony Khan. He's like, oh, before AEW, you were the same as all of us. You were just some smart mark booking matches. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I was.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
But,
correct.
I gotta mention that Dave Meltzer really killed a lot of my emotion that was coming out the other day, because a lot of that emotion came from the possibility of us, seeing Brett at this match.
I don't think you should necessarily take too much to heart on that. I saw you texted me about that,
Yeah,
and don't put much stock in that. I mean, for a few reasons. Number one, the the quote from Meltzer is that like he got the impression with AEW talent.
yeah.
Like it's very finicky. Like
It's
there's
very
no
vague. Yeah,
confirmation from Brett. There's no confirmation from the Fed. There's no confirmation from anyone who would actually be able to confirm it.
yeah.
It's like
I really do
the
think it was to throw us off, but at the same time, it literally like flipped a switch in my brain where I'm just like, I'm indecisive. I'm like down the middle right now. I'm just like, okay, if it happens, it happens. But you know,
yeah. I mean that's how you have to take it because you're right.
yeah.
It's very true. But there's been a lot of teases regardless.
Oh yeah,
Where I don't. Again, we've talked about this. Tony Khan doesn't do things and then disappoint. He doesn't misdirect you and then not deliver. If he has FTR cutting promos with pink lights on in the background and CM Punk is wearing pink on Dynamite and they're doing the whole Owen Hart thing and
yeah,
I don't know. It's very and FTR is like Dax is constantly at this point putting pictures up on Instagram and like Twitter of him and Brett. You know what I mean? It's like I understand
yeah. I
Meltzer
mean,
said
like,
that, and
I
it could
think
go
all the
either way.
signs point
Sure,
to it. Like we were seeing it. All the signs point to it. But Dave Meltzer had to go and ruin my day. That's all.
I'm just saying you don't always have to take what the dirt sheets say take it with a grain of
Oh
salt.
yeah, trust me. I take what most of them say with a grain of salt. So we shall see. I'm just not able to bring that emotion out anymore because I don't know. I feel like he ruined
I
it.
got you. I got you. I got you. Lastly, we have a Philly street fight: Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida. These two girls are going to kill each other.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this.
I want kendo sticks, man. It's just freaking sword fight.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for this match. This match is going to be awesome. Deeb and Cheetah are both just incredible, and this is going to be something special. It's going to be a special show. Tony Khan's always said he likes making these Philly shows special because Philly is important to him in terms of like its wrestling significance, and you know, appreciate that. Means a lot.
Hikaru Shida looks so good with that original belt. I'm glad that they gave her that belt before she gave it up.
Yeah. All right, so that is the Dynamite preview. I'm very excited to go this Wednesday.
Yes. Now,
We're going to be podcasting.
yes. And before the podcast, I may be doing some shorts, like some, stuff on YouTube. They do those shorts that are filmed off of a phone. I may do one or two of those of some matches here and there or some cool stuff that happens. So watch for a couple of quick short videos to come out as well.
So I have an idea, and because I'm a defending champion. I'm a fighting champion.
Yes, sir.
As a broken predictions champion. If you're up for it, I'm willing to put my title on the line Wednesday.
Okay, but I thought we were just going to do pay-per-views, and we definitely got a couple of them coming up.
We do, and it's just a thought, if we have the time, because obviously we're gonna have to meet up before the show. So if we want to do kind of like a preview pod real quick, and kind of make some predictions on the matches, I'm willing to do it. If you don't want to do it, that's
Oh,
fine.
that's
I
not
can
a
hold on
bad
to my
idea.
title.
We could do
I
that
can
from
hold
like
on to my
outside the
title
venue.
until, yeah, or whatever. You can like I don't know. We have to figure out the whole situation, but and plus Forrest will be there too. So
Yeah, we shall see. That's actually not a bad idea. But watch out for
I'm not
definitely
fighting
watch
champion.
out for Wednesday. We're gonna be doing some cool stuff. But the podcast will definitely be after 11 though because we're gonna be watching Rampage till then, right?
Yeah, we're not going to get out till like probably 12:30. We're gonna have to discuss it over the week about what
Yeah, we'll
makes the
figure
most
it out.
sense because doing a post on my podcast, I don't want to spoil Rampage for people
Oh, I
unless you
wouldn't.
want
Yeah.
to do Rampage spoilers.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, it's gonna be like I don't want to accidentally like slip up and like say something. I don't
Yeah.
think I would, but
I see what you're
you
saying.
never know because usually sometimes some things happen on Dynamite and then it leads into Rampage.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll discuss it throughout the week, and we'll figure something out, and we'll have something in place. I mean, regardless, there will be at least a show next week,
Oh, for sure.
um, and we'll figure it out. Let me run through some quick little news things real quick, and then we'll get out of here.
Yep,
Sound
go
good?
for it.
All right, this is just some quick stuff for you. So we have a note on the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Um, Meltzer noted that most of the matches are expected to be AEW versus New Japan in that format, but the card itself is not locked in stone. So it's possible that either AEW or New Japan could throw teams together. It could be some matches where AEW New Japan stars teaming up against other AEW New Japan stars. Um, but so that's exciting.
Yeah,
But the idea there is to mostly be AEW versus New Japan.
yeah. And a lot of people were kind of disappointed because I didn't even know this actually, that New Japan doesn't employ female wrestlers. They have their own actual like wrestling organization for the females called I believe it's Stardom.
Stardom, yeah, it's Stardom.
Yeah, and so they were saying it's actually all owned by a big parent company, so they would still need to get permission to get use for any Stardom wrestlers. So I'm hoping something like that happens, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I might be wrong, but I also heard that apparently there's a Stardom show the same day as Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I heard that as well. Yep.
So that would greatly affect who's available from Stardom,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Okay, next up, we also have another little thing from Meltzer. Initially, you called it. Daniel Garcia was the guy that was supposed to join the Blackpool Combat Club. However, Chris Jericho personally picked Garcia to join the JAS instead.
Oh wow. Okay. Huh.
Yep. So the idea was originally for Garcia, but I think that worked out both ways. I think Garcia is a great fit for the JS, and I think Yuta's a excellent fit for the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, absolutely. Garcia will get his pushed. You know what I mean? They just turned Wheeler Yuta into a freaking star, man.
Yeah. Um, and then last little thing, well, two last things. So the first thing, kind of a downer. Darius Martin is hurt from Top Flight. He suffered an injury to his leg after he just returned to action in early March from a torn ACL. The nature of the injury is not known currently, according to Fightful, but Martin is expected to miss, quote unquote, quite a bit of time from the ring, has been pulled from this weekend's Warrior Wrestling show.
Yeah. So whenever I hear quite a bit of time, that's usually like an ACL, an MCL, an Achilles. I don't know what his last injury was. I didn't really pay attention too much, but if he
So
re-aggravated, what was that?
the last one was an ACL. The last one was an ACL.
Oh man, if he tore that same ACL, man, that'd be not good.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from them as it is.
Yeah.
It's probably why this 10-man tag is just Dante Martin in it. Actually.
Yeah, we all noticed, the last week when it was Dante with who was it, JD Drake and someone else.
Yeah.
But I kind of noticed it there. I kind of like raised an eyebrow, like, where's the brother? We haven't heard anything. And sure enough, it came out today, and I wasn't devastated or anything, but pretty disappointed. I do like the kid.
Yeah, it just sucks because they're a very talented tag team, and
Yeah.
it's a bummer. Like, I'm not like a huge fan of Darius Martin, but that sucks, man. Like, the guy worked so hard to come back from an ACL tear. He was out of the ring for like a year, and
Yeah.
then it happens again. He just gets hurt. He only wrestled 11 matches since he returned.
I mean, that is a decent amount of matches since he returned, but
Well, yeah, but it's not like he was doing like programs or anything,
No, yeah. But I hope he hope he makes it back.
You're doing it dark.
Hope he makes it back full strength one day, man. Good luck.
Yeah, definitely. But so, all right. So the last little thing that we're going to wrap up on a positive note, exciting, and maybe it'll happen to us on Wednesday. So in Pittsburgh, Tony Khan revealed the name of the AEW video game to the crowd.
Yeah.
It's going to be called AEW Fight Forever, which is great name, perfect name. They also used they had the fans do chants for them
Oh yeah.
for the game. Now they didn't do all the chants that they would need, but they did a good chunk of them. So I think it would be fucking awesome if Tony Khan does a few more, like maybe like every week,
Yeah.
like hey, can you everyone real quickly chant for CM Punk for us? Hey, can everyone chant for like Hangman? You know what I mean?
Dude, what if he grabs chants from each city, and when in the game, like if you're performing in that city, you hear those chants? That'd be sick.
That would be wild. That would be amazing. I'm really excited for this video game.
Same. We will be playing it on stream for sure. I have a whole thing set up for it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
But
man.
all right, that's
Got
pretty
anything
much
else for
all I
us?
have. No, it's pretty much all I got. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, that was it, man. I can't wait for that game now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, I know. I'm super excited for it. Aiming for September. We'll see if it
Absolutely.
sticks. But anyway, this has been episode 28 of the Broken Tables podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider giving us a like and subscribe or follow, depending on where you find us. Thank you to everyone listening to us on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. You can follow us on Twitter at Broken Tables Show or on Facebook and Instagram at the Broken Tables Podcast. We go live on YouTube following every single AEW Dynamite, Rampage, and pay-per-views. We hope to see you again, but until then, see you later.
Right on, everybody. Peace.